afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me? Baruch haba, and welcome to Professor Yonatan Halevi, who has just flown in from Israel, especially for this birthday celebration. Dear friends, at this time I deem it a great privilege and utmost pleasure to greet our honoree, the king of the day. He is our celebrity this afternoon, our birthday boy, Dr. Norman Levan. I am honored to have been asked to be the mistress of ceremonies for today's festivities. I first met Dr. Levan in May 2007 when we flew together from Los Angeles to Israel. To say that Dr. Norman Emanuel Levan is a unique person would be an understatement. With great fondness, my husband Jack and I still recall our Shabbat dinner, which Jeser just alluded to, at the Plaza Hotel in Jerusalem, together with the Shaare Zedek family. It was during this visit that the Shaare Zedek Medical Center in Jerusalem dedicated the Dr. Norman Levan Center for Humanistic Medicine, which we saw on the short video earlier. Our special guest, Professor Dr. Yonatan Halevi, will talk and elaborate a little bit more about Dr. Levan and how important his center is to Shaare Zedek and what it means to Israel and to the people of Jerusalem in particular. All of you are special friends to the Shaare Zedek Medical Center in Jerusalem. However, there are a few people in attendance whom I would especially like to introduce and ask to stand up for a bow if possible. Ms. Carmen Schat, Dr. Levan's longtime office manager and associate, who has always been very helpful to us. Mr. John Franklin, Dr. Levan's financial advisor. And Mr. Gordon Cohn, who on our behalf authored the wonderful memoirs of Dr. Levan's life. And last but not least, Dr. Jack Matloff, of the former Chief of Cardiovascular and Thoracic Surgery at Cedars-Sinai, who was the original visionary who transformed the former Shaare Zedek Hospital into its present Shaare Zedek Medical Center. We have come together here to celebrate Dr. Norman's 97th birthday. 9 and 7 is 16. 1916 is his birth year. To say the least, certainly much has changed since he was born. Permit me to give you some statistics I found. In 1916, there were just over 101 million people in the United States. Jeanette Rankin was the first congresswoman elected to the United States House of Representatives. The new candy, Tootsie Roll, was introduced. Best movie, The Pawn Shop. 2 wonderful songs, Little Liza Jane and I Ain't Got Nobody. The Indianapolis 500 winner drove at an amazing speed of 84 miles per hour. The Pullman 5-passenger train car cost $740. The Dow Jones average was $106. Stainless steel and the windshield wiper were invented. Life expectancy was 54.4 years. Since we're in Hollywood, the following actors were born: Victor Mature, Gregory Peck, Van Johnson, Jackie Gleason, Glenn Ford, and the comedienne Martha Ray. Other famous people were born, including Robert McNamara and Walter Cronkite. And of course, the most important person to be born that year was our own Dr. Norman Levan. Mazel tov. Dr. Norman Levan was born in 1916 in Shaker Heights, Ohio, and spent his high school years in Detroit. After attending Los Angeles City College for 2 years, he transferred to the University of Southern California, USC. As an English literature major, he saw many fellow students applying to medical school. On a whim, he decided to take the test and surprised everyone by earning the highest score that the school had ever seen. No wonder that Dr. Levan was admitted to USC's medical school, but only under the provision that he first take the required organic chemistry class, which he had previously deemed dull. As he writes in his book, all you do is just mix certain compounds, which he did. And he still laughs, telling how one day the whole lab exploded. After serving as a medical officer in the Army during World War II, Dr. Levan returned to his alma mater, USC, as their first professor of dermatology, and later became the chairman and the head of USC's Department of Dermatology for 20 years. Dr. Levan's philanthropy is a model for all of us to follow and emulate. He has given mega million-dollar gifts to his alma mater, USC, to Bakersfield College, the town where he presently resides, and of course, to Shaare Zedek in the holy city of Jerusalem, Ir HaKodesh. And now we have a few presentations to make. The first one is on behalf of the USC community. It is therefore my pleasure to invite the young and very dynamic Mr. Michael Jeser, the Executive Director of the USC Hillel House, to say a few words. Come on. He is the proud son of our own Paul and Faye Jeser, who has tripled the success of USC Hillel and what it does for our Jewish students. Quite different than when you were there, Dr. Levan. And the university. He not only rebuilt the kosher kitchen, but arranges Shabbat dinners and is in charge of events for all Jewish holidays, Yom HaShoah, Yom HaTzmaut, etc. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me to speak, and I'm really privileged to congratulate and say happy birthday to Dr. Levan. It's a real privilege. One of the things that makes this special for me is that it's meaningful to celebrate the lives and the accomplishments of Jewish leaders in our community, and it's particularly meaningful for me as a Jewish alumnus of USC to celebrate the accomplishments in the life of a fellow Jewish Trojan. There are three components that I want to mention today that point to the ascent of the University of Southern California as a major center of Jewish life and a point of pride for the Jewish community in Los Angeles. These are about the Jewish leadership of the university, the climate of pro-Israel activity and education, and the vibrant and robust schedule of activities for Jewish students at the university. Briefly about the leadership. Most people don't know, 50 years ago there was one Jewish trustee of the university. Today there are 15, more than 25% of the university's leadership. Trustees include dynamic names of those still with us today and those who have passed, including Kenneth Leventhal, current leaders including Stanley Gold, Alan Kasdan, Andrew Viterbi, Wallace Annenberg, among others. One of the legacies of this leadership group was the hiring of the first Jewish student recruiter in the university in the early 1990s. Regarding the pro-Israel climate on campus, another point of pride, the newest university president, Max Nikias, in his first public statement as university president, rejected all calls for boycott and divestment of Israel publicly, succinctly, on the web, on the internet, and in front of a large audience of university supporters. University president led a delegation to Israel last February with over 60 university trustees, faculty, supporters. I was fortunate to join the group at the Israel Museum in Jerusalem. And most recently, USC hosted Ambassador to Israel, Michael Oren, for an event. Now, many of you may have heard about some of the struggles other campuses in the United States have with regard to anti-Israel activity. USC is very fortunate to have a unapologetically pro-Israel group and leadership that supports the students who advocate on behalf of Israel. And finally, regarding Jewish student life, most people don't realize that there are more Jews at USC today than at Brandeis University. 12% of the population, Jewish student population, has doubled in the last 15 years. USC was ranked number 11th most popular school for Jewish students in the country in just 2010, 2 years ago. Hundreds of students are involved in leadership positions and support a vibrant cultural, spiritual, and pro-Israel program agenda. Most recently, USC was awarded the Top Campus Leadership Award at AIPAC's Policy Conference in recognition of their efforts to build a positive pro-Israel U.S. relationship. USC is one of the leading groups in the country to host the Israel Business Investment Group, a new Jewish student organization connecting Jewish students who are passionate about business and Israel together. And finally, our newest initiative that we're very proud of is the Jewish Film Competition International, which is proud to host 3 city centers as the hubs of the program, including Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, and Los Angeles. So what I really want to say to conclude is I'm extremely proud to be here to share in today's festivities. I think we should all be proud of the accomplishments of the University of Southern California and be very proud to share this event with Dr. Levan. Thank you so much for... And we do have a gift for you from the university. We have a newly designed USC in Hebrew t-shirt with the call sign on the back, "Fight On," in Hebrew. And on the inside you'll notice it says, "Property of the Jewish Trojan family." Okay, congratulations.